Curvy women, I'm talking to you. There's one thing I know for sure. You cannot shame yourself into a smaller body. Have you ever found yourself waiting for the perfect body before you truly start living your life? Well, it's time to stop waiting. I want to introduce you to Body Love Bootcamp, a transformative program designed to help you embrace your body as you are. In this journey, you'll shift your mindset, break free from limiting beliefs, and finally silence that inner critic. Through guided meditations, gentle yoga, group coaching, one-on-one coaching, and powerful journaling prompts, you'll reconnect with yourself in a deeper way. You'll be part of an amazing community of women who are on the same path. Together, we are stronger. Whether you're struggling with your body image or simply want to take the first step of a more empowered version of yourself, Body Love Bootcamp is your opportunity to reclaim your confidence. Sign up at emmawalkinshaw.com.au Body Love Bootcamp and take the first step towards a more fulfilling, loving relationship with your body. Don't wait, your transformation starts here. Welcome to Celebrate a Sister podcast. I'm your host, Emma Walkinshaw. I'm a transformational coach. I'm also the founder of Embody Me program and the creator of 21 Minutes of Morning Magic. You may also find me on the yoga mat, leading yoga sessions and also running retreats here in Australia and internationally. Here on the podcast, I bring you some pretty incredible guests. We talk all things self-belief, body acceptance, personal development, outdated beauty standards, and we also call BS on the toxic diet culture, accepting the beautiful bodies we were born into, letting go of all the beliefs, and raising our self-awareness. I also come to you from time to time with a little solo episode, a little Life According to Emma moment. I'm so glad you're here. Enjoy. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Body Love Bootcamp. This week I come to you solo. So much happening in my life right now, all wonderful things. Today I'm going to share with you about Body Love Bootcamp, a course that I have created and I am incredibly proud of. We are currently in launch, meaning I'm inviting. What does launch mean? It means I'm opening up doors and saying, come and join me for this beautiful journey. I'll be doing some live calls, some group coaching, some one-on-one coaching, but following the incredible modules that I have created. As a body confidence coach, I know that mindset, movement, meditation is a beautiful combination to help us soothe our soul and start to rewrite our body story. So the Body Love Bootcamp is happening, but today I wanted to talk about a topic that I had in 21 Minutes of Morning Magic this past week. So as part of the Body Love Bootcamp launch in the Morning Magic group, so those of you who are listening who perhaps this is your first time, a big warm welcome. Hello. There is a group and I go live in the morning, 3 mornings a week, and we do 7 minutes of yoga, 7 minutes of meditation, and 7 minutes of flowetry, which is journaling. And this week we have had all body love topics. Yes, I'm also an author. I've written a book, 365 Days of Morning Magic, which accompanies this group. However, in the theme of body love, and I've been so immersed in the Body Love Bootcamp and my own work as a body confidence coach that I have rewritten a week. So it's all beautiful topics that have us thinking, getting to a place where we raise our self-awareness about the mindset or the program that we're running, how we feel about our body, how we feel about other people's bodies, what we say in the internal dialogue, but also seeing things from a totally new perspective. So this week, one of our prompts was your body doesn't need to be justified. And as I created this little process and my own journaling and my own experience of uncovering my body story, and part of that body story is where in life I have in the past justified my body and stopping the, I guess you would say, mindlessness around my language and how I view myself. So I wanted to share with you in my own process of creating this, your body doesn't need to be justified, and then the feedback and the conversation with the women in the Morning Magic group when we all went through this prompt. And that's very much what the Body Love Bootcamp is. It is a small container of women. We do some group coaching, we do some one-on-one coaching, and there is also modules that I've recorded. But in this process, as women, we gather and we connect. There is a reason why back in the early ages we referred to the men as the hunters and the women as the gatherers. We like to gather, not just picking berries and sticks and creating things in life, but we like to gather as women. Women sitting in circle, connecting and sharing is a wonderful thing. One of the biggest things that women do, and this is coming from a life coaching perspective, is they overthink. And if that is you and you are the overthinker, I'm guessing there could be a few of us out there, but the overthinker will sometimes tell stories about her body or assume or be a little bit distorted in her perception and doesn't consciously realize the program she's running. So Body Love Bootcamp is a lot of getting really curious about the things that we've accepted and the things that we have just taken as gospel and never questioned them. So today's topic, your body doesn't need to be justified. So during this little process, I really became aware when I was a yoga studio owner. I owned a yoga studio for almost 4 years. And I found it fascinating when women would come to yoga class. Firstly, it takes a lot to walk into a yoga studio because, again, we have this notion that every woman that does yoga can bend into a pretzel. So if I'm not flexible or I can't touch my toes or I'm carrying a little bit too much weight, we cannot practice yoga. And also social media has very much sexualized yoga. Not all of it, just some parts of it. It has been over-sexualized, seeing, young, beautiful bodies like a pretzel in a bikini doing yoga. So then we start to think, oh gosh, I have no place there. But I'm here to tell you, as a curvy woman, everybody can do yoga. So women would step into my yoga studio and they would start to apologize for their body. I'm not as thin as I used to be. I've put on a little bit of weight. I've aged, and all of these apologies or justifications would start to come out. And I would just simply listen, because I too have thought all of those things. And back in 2018, when I decided to become a yoga teacher, I at first didn't set out to be a yoga teacher. I thought I would just study the 200 hours of yoga because I had a love of yoga myself and had been practicing for many years. But honestly, yoga for me was one of the biggest healing journeys I could have gone on. Yoga has you absolutely get into your body, feel your body, connect with your body. I don't know about you, but I know at different times in my life I've been quite disconnected to my body. And for me, my story was because I had given my power away so many times to yoga, yo-yo diets and different programs and personal trainers and this and that, you name it. I had forgotten to get actually in touch and connected to my body, what I like and what I don't like. So that has been a process, and the mindset part of that has been, in a lot of ways, all of the work. to then have the domino effect to make some adjustments in other areas around movement and nourishment. So the common justifications, the common apologies I would hear from women were, sorry, I'm not as thin as I used to be. I didn't mean to take up that much space. Even when women would position their mat in the room, is this you? Are you the person that goes to a class and has to get at the back of the room because you don't want anyone to see you? You don't deserve, or you shouldn't be at the front of the class because you're not that good. Only the good people who are really good at yoga get to be close to the teacher and up the front. Or is it a visibility thing? I actually don't want anyone to look at me or see me because I'm embarrassed. This was a common thing, and I would know that. So when someone came, I would actually give them prime spot at the back of the room. I would secure a little mat for them at the back of the room, because I know firstly how courageous it is to actually show up in a yoga class and have your body in clothing that potentially is maybe not that you would normally wear. So it is a beautiful thing to be at the back of the class. But when are you going to allow yourself to graduate to the front of the class? Or are you okay to say, you know what, I deserve to take up space. I can be at the front of the class. Ponder that. Ponder that. The other area that I would hear women apologize or justify their body was about their appearance and their clothing. And of course, we know that activewear is a big fashion statement now. We see people never out of their activewear. They're shopping, they're dropping off kids at school, they're out to dinner. There, everywhere you can see someone in activewear. So then there is a little bit of pressure where we feel like we have to justify if we're not in the latest, the greatest, or our tights aren't the newest, they're last season's, or they've gotten a little bit shabby. So people would, or women would say to me, oh, I know I probably just excuse the way I look. I'm just having a bit of a bad day, or I actually need to get myself some more activewear, but I just thought I'd wear this. And often people would ask me when they would call up about an inquiry, they would ask me what to wear to yoga, which is a really valid question, right? But often if I said, just wear something's comfortable, that wasn't enough information. They kind of needed to know the vibe. So thinking about, have you ever apologized for the clothes you're wearing? Have you ever apologized? I had to stop myself yesterday. I went live yesterday on Instagram and I actually had to check myself. And I said on Instagram, right now, I actually want to apologize for not having any makeup on or having my hair done. I actually wanted to apologize for that. Like I have to apologize because I have to look polished all the time. It's Instagram. It's my page. Who does that affect? No one. It's a funny thing that we feel we have to be perfect to show up, or we feel we have to be polished to show up. And yes, of course, there is a level of self-respect and a level that makes you feel confident. But a fresh face with no makeup is enough, is enough. It is enough. So the other justification that I have used myself over the years, the old Emma, and also heard people saying, I know I shouldn't be eating like this, but it's my cheat day. So when you're about to eat and you're with someone and let's say you're out to lunch and you actually want the burger and chips, but then getting it and having to justify who you were saying, oh, it's actually my cheat day, or I did go to the gym so I can eat this. This often having to feel like we need to explain. The other thing that I heard a lot in the yoga studio was about physical ability and fitness. So sorry, I'm out of shape. I'll get better. Sometimes people would say to me, or I used to be able to do that before I gained weight. When I have been surprised and delighted so many times in a yoga class, I have seen a woman who has been in a curvier, bigger body, and she has been able to do some incredible postures that has just been astounding. And I've been so proud of her. And equal, I've then seen a woman or another body shape that I thought could do a posture and couldn't. So it just goes to show, never underestimate your beautiful body. And she certainly does not have to be justified. I also heard a lot of justification when changes come around in bodies. And I am now menopausal, so I have most definitely had to be mindful of the words I've used here, but I have heard this in so many ways. Justification that my body before children was better, or my body before children. A big one is around breasts. My boobs weren't this saggy. My boobs used to be perky. Of course, you have been through the mother phase. You've literally given life to a child, to another human being. Yes, there might be a little bit of collateral damage to your beautiful boobs, and that is normal. It's actually a wonderful thing, but we often don't see it that way, do we? Well, I'm going to speak for myself here. I often didn't see it that way. Now I do. Now I do. We also will often, well, I'm going to also bring this back to me because I cannot speak for you, dear friend, can I? I will speak for me. Apologies about not meeting beauty standards. Often talking about, right now, you can't see me because I'm podcasting, but right now I haven't colored my hair. Yes, I still color my hair. I'm still holding on to that beauty standard. And I have got some regrowth, and I feel a little bit conscious of that when it actually doesn't affect anyone but myself. I'm sure right now, if I was to be chatting to you, you wouldn't even notice that I had regrowth. We are constantly critiquing ourselves, and those that love us wouldn't even notice. It's the harshness that we hold ourselves to, this standard that is purely fabricated from ourselves and often just not true. I've also heard justifications around age. It's my age. I just don't have the same metabolism anymore. I've heard that one as well, justifying that we are bigger than we used to be, or way more than we used to be, and we are now saying it's because of our metabolism. Right, wrong, good, bad, I don't know. But what I do know is measuring yourself to the weight or the size that you were at 17 is not fair. You're not being fair to yourself. That is comparing grapes to apples. It is not even in the same sphere. So that's the other area I hear us justifying our body. Often I hear women also justify their skin and their wrinkles. And again, it is absolutely natural to be in flux and flow with our skin. Would it be fair to say that sometimes our skin is clearer than other times? Would it be fair to say that seasons, I'm going to speak from my own example, I've got fine, fair skin. So in winter, I need a little bit more moisturizer. So it would be fair to say that I shouldn't be justifying my dry skin in winter. That is actually normal to have drier skin in winter because the season has changed. But again, we will justify or apologize for that. So there is some little thought-provoking ideas that I would like you to ponder and think about where you have been justifying or apologizing. And let me throw out a challenge. Could you this week catch yourself when you go to apologize or justify your body? Just so you know that I too am a work in progress, and I also slip up, but I do feel it's worth it. I really do feel it's worth it. I feel it's worth it shifting this mindset. When we shift our mindset and take away all of these justifications and this compulsion to give our power away, to fix my life, give my power away, give me the perfect diet, give me the magic pill, give me the lotion, give me the potion, give me the injection, give me the thing that is just going to stop this loop thinking in my head. We can do those external things, but the mindset is the most powerful of all of them, in my opinion. So yes, if you still have an urge to do all those things to be in a smaller body, I don't blame you. I absolutely get it. God, I get it. I understand it. I really do. I invite you to spend some time with yourself, your mindset. Definitely come and join 21 Minutes of Morning Magic. I've also got a webinar happening, or actually, excuse me, it's not a webinar, it's a workshop happening next week. So that's October. So if you're listening to this a bit later, oops, sorry, I will have the recording though. So email me if you want the recording, but it's happening on the 14th of October and the 16th of October, 2024. I have got a workshop. And when I say it's a workshop, because we're actually going to be workshopping in it, uncovering where you've got some of these little hooks where you perhaps are apologizing or justifying, or where your body story has gone a little bit AWOL on you and it's time to rewrite it. We're going to be looking at that. And I've got some really great tools and processes that I want to share with you, and some great modules in the Body Love Bootcamp. So check it out. So, my darlings, I hope that it's been helpful. So we are going to bring awareness to no more apologies for the size or the weight we are, no more apologies for our appearance or our clothing, no more justifications for our eating habits or having a little treat, no more justifications for our physical ability or our fitness, no more apologies for this beautiful body that is changing and evolving, and no more apologies for not meeting beauty standards. It is okay for us to just be ourselves, and it's sometimes not be all put together, but still be really comfortable in who we are. We are going for self-awareness, self-respect, self-care, self-love, maybe in the distant future, but can we bridge the gap and just become more aware in who we are and how we move through the world? Because we are a mentor, a mother, an auntie, a neighbor, a friend. We've got some younger people looking to us. So let's make this an even more beautiful place for a woman to be who she is and show up. Because when she is not apologizing, justifying, or chasing some diet, she has so much more space for connection, creativity, or whatever her passion and purpose is. I find the beauty standards, the diet culture really does distract us from our heart's desire and keeps us busy giving our power away. Let's bring it home. Let's all gather together and have this beautiful Body Love Bootcamp, a movement that we all get to add to this conversation. Thank you, my darlings. Thank you for listening.